So picture this. You just walked into a networking event. It's packed with native English speakers. You're gripping your drink, like absolutely terrified of that dreaded awkward silence. You know, that heavy pause where everyone suddenly finds their shoes. Just incredibly fascinating.
Oh, we have all been there. It is the worst feeling.
Right. Well, welcome to today's deep dive. We are jumping into your sources to uncover the actual cheat codes for mastering Western small talk. I mean, our mission is basically just to cure your social panic.
And that panic is, it's so universal. But diving into the materials, there is a fascinating cultural gap at play here. Like in North American culture, silence in a social setting isn't just a natural, comfortable pause.
Wait, it's not?
No, it's actually viscerally felt as a social mistake. I mean, it literally feels like the interaction itself is failing.
Wow, okay. I have definitely felt that. It's like staring at a blank exam paper while the clock is ticking, and you urgently need an icebreaker, basically a tool to start the interaction, just to prove you aren't failing the test.
Exactly. You're just desperate to fill the air.
Right. Now, my instinct is usually to just walk up, shake hands, and drop the classic, you know. So what do you do for a living? Just get right down to business.
See, I'm actually going to push back on that approach.
Really? Why?
Well, for someone trying to navigate a new social landscape, asking, what do you do, right out of the gate is, it's incredibly aggressive. You aren't breaking the ice, you're basically interrogating them.
Oh, wow. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, you want what the sources call a soft opener, which is just an indirect, gentle way to start things off.
Wait, so just commenting on the music or, like, the appetizers?
Yeah.
Honestly, if I walk up to someone and just say, wow, these mini quiches are great, doesn't that make me look completely aimless, like I'm just hovering by the snack table?
Not at all, because the soft opener isn't actually about the quiche. I mean, it's about safety.
The safety? How so?
By commenting on the shared environment, you're offering a low-stakes invitation to chat. If they engage, you've started building rapport, which is just that harmonious, mutual understanding, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and you do it without demanding personal information. You're basically just testing the waters.
Okay, yeah, I'll buy that. So let's say I try the softs opener, and they agree the quiche is amazing. But then, I totally freeze. How do you prevent the conversation from just flatlining 30 seconds later?
Well, that entirely depends on the structure of your follow-up questions. If you ask a yes or no question, you're driving straight into a dead end.
A dead end, like a path leading nowhere.
Exactly. To keep momentum, you have to use open-ended questions. You know, things starting with how, why, or tell me about.
Right, so instead of a yes or no bowling ball that just hits the pins and stops, I need to throw a tennis ball, like something they actually have to hit back to keep the game going.
That is a great analogy.
Yeah. So if they mention they work in marketing, I don't just say, did you drive here? I ask, so how did you get your start in marketing? It shifts the spotlight to them.
Exactly. And making them feel valued like that, there is actual neurology behind why that tennis ball works so well.
Wait, really? Neurology?
Yeah. When you ask how instead of what, you trigger the reward centers in their brain. People naturally love talking about their subjective experiences, and doing so actually releases dopamine.
Oh, so they just associate that good feeling with you, you let them shine, and they end up thinking you're this amazing conversationalist? I love that.
It is a total cheat code, but we should probably talk about the risks.
Right, the invisible landmines. Because I'm throwing these conversational tennis balls.
Yeah.
But what if I accidentally lob one into a minefield? I mean, in some cultures, asking about someone's salary or their religion is how you show genuine interest in their life.
And that is where the cultural translation gets really tricky. In Western professional or casual networking settings, age, salary, marital status, and religion are absolute no-fly zones.
So strictly restricted topics. What happens if you, like, accidentally stumble into one of those zones? Is the interaction totally unsalvageable?
It becomes a serious liability. I mean, you become someone who causes embarrassment. In Western corporate culture, prioritizing polite neutrality over deep personal intimacy is basically the rule for strangers.
Wow, okay. So it's highly nuanced gray area.
Yeah, crossing into those topics creates instant discomfort because it breaches an unspoken expectation of privacy. At a work event, I mean, it might even trigger an HR panic. The safest bet is keeping your curiosity focused strictly on neutral ground.
So definitely no asking the guy by the appetizers why he isn't married yet, no matter how much dopamine we're trying to generate.
Got it.
Definitely not.
Stick to the quiche and, you know, their career journey.
All right, so surviving those first 5 minutes with strangers really comes down to this. You use soft openers about your surroundings to safely build rapport.
Yep, test those waters.
Then you throw open-ended how or why tennis balls to avoid those dead ends and keep the momentum going. And you stay completely out of the social no-fly zones so you don't become a liability.
That is your complete survival toolkit right there. You've
Right.
got this.
But before you head out to your next networking event, consider this. We have focused this whole time on your fear of that awkward silence. But what if the native English speaker standing across from you is actually just as socially anxious?
Oh, that's such a good point.
Right. What if they're standing there, gripped by the exact same panic, secretly praying that you will be the one brave enough to rescue them and break the ice?